Hello everybody and welcome to this Japanese unique technology tier list for Age of Mythology Retold. We're going to start with the visual upgrade, the Wind Stickles, and if we're ranking myth unit upgrades, then I think none of them should be on S tier because you're only supposed to upgrade this once you have 3 or more of this type of myth units. So I still believe this upgrade is pretty good for the Weasels, also known as Kamaitachi, their original name. And I think I'm going to put that on around at the end of A tier, so adding few more upgrades, probably this will go on the last. But it's not like S tier, not nowhere close, but it's a very good upgrade in my opinion. And the fact that you can combine that with the Amenouzume goddess with the Koshinboku tree, constantly respawning weasels. That's one of the reasons I'm putting it on the A tier. So, next. Next we have the Kataji. Infantry hit points plus 10% of base, and Infantry Bushido XP on death plus 75. So definitely an upgrade you grab if you're playing Samurai, especially with Amaterasu. Sometimes with Tsukuyomi as well. It's pretty useful if you're looking to play Samurai and Shinobi. So I think I'm gonna be ranking again this upgrade on A. It's not like the most impressive upgrade, but a must grab if you're playing Samurai Infantry. So go for it. Next is the Gohei Wands. Mikos gather shrine rate for shrine and shrine of the hand plus 10% of base. Your shrines basically get extra 2 loss, line of sight, and max range of shrine gather rate boosts and area mutate is plus 2. I think this upgrade is not like one of the best in the game, it's nowhere close. I'm going to rank it on C. If you're doing a 3 Miko build, you can grab that, not too early though, maybe around 7 to 8 minutes into the game, you can grab this. It's not the most impressive, I think it belongs on the C tier, but still, it's not something you would avoid grabbing. That's why it's not on the D tier. What do we have on the list? Then we have the Condemned Soul. For your 1 Yadu, area of effect and range attack plus 2, and damage of range attack plus 25% of base. So I'm not a fan of this myth unit. I think the only good this myth unit can do is to destroy buildings, and I think you are in no rush to destroy buildings early into the game in the classical age. So I think I'm gonna rank this upgrade on C tier right after the Gohei ones. It's not too impressive, and I think, okay, if you build more than 3 of these one Yadu, or however they're called, then you can grab it. Otherwise, it's like one of the most useless upgrades in the game. Then we have, where do we have it? The Saltwater Spring, which is here. Villagers gather it for huntable plus 10% of base. So this doesn't apply on chickens, does not apply on berries, nor goats. It only applies on hunting, and sometimes you're not even getting that much hunt early on. So I think I will be ranking this upgrade just in front of these 2 upgrades here on the city. I mean, you are getting this, it's gonna be helpful for your Shrine of the Hunt, but other than that, it's not really good and sometimes not even worth it. You're not gonna have way too many villagers on hand. You will be switching into a farm transition soon, anyways. You'll be on berries for a lot of time. You'll be on goats for a lot of time. You should still grab it since you have Shrine of the Hunt, but it's not like the top pick priority upgrade to go for. Next, we have Hunter's Strength, which is here. Your ranged soldiers' damage is increased by 10% of base, and ranged soldiers' maximum range plus 1. So, this upgrade is probably worse than the hunting one. I think it deserves to be here. I know it's not like too amazing. Just get plus 1 range and some extra damage for your Yumi archers. Sometimes you don't even want to build any Yumi archers. It's much better to go for samurai if you want to counter infantry. and most of the times you'll see yourself going for Ame no Uzume instead of Mina Katatomi to get this upgrade for your archers. Still, if you play archers, 100% go for it. In my opinion, there are way better upgrades in the game than this. And then we have the Kumiki, range soldier, wooden gold cost, minus 10% of base. It also applies to siege, so I think this upgrade might be one of the best upgrades on C tier. It's still better than the rest, so that's a little win. Just because it also applies to siege. So minus 10% cost is not impressive for your archers. It's like a small little economic bonus. But since it applies to siege units, you can easily go for a siege rush in the heroic age or sieging down a forward town center or anything. Gonna be super helpful if you grab this upgrade here. So definitely one of the first upgrades on the C tier. Next on the list is the ascetic practices, I believe, and that is an upgrade for your tengus. Tengus multiplies hack and pierce resistance self-modification of martial strike special attack by 1.15 times. So basically your tengu have a max range of the martial strike plus 5, very similar to Anubite upgrades, and plus 5 line of sight, which is huge, and basically makes your tengus way more tanky during their special ability. So I believe this upgrade is either on A tier or on B tier. I think I'm gonna put it on A tier. It's not like some other upgrades we're about to see, but super strong. If you build more than 2 tengus, grab it. Your tengus are going to be absolute tanks during big fights, and they're super good at raiding. They'll take so little damage from buildings, so definitely on A tier. Next is the Golden Kite. Golden Kite works for your heroes, I believe, and the Onmyoji hero and range soldiers, yes. Their damage bonus of range attack against myth units is plus 25% of base. Unamusa hero damage bonus, yes, is increased. So basically gives your heroes and your range soldiers extra damage base and against myth units from reading the UI. So it's not like the best upgrade. I think it deserves to be on the B tier. Nobody's really gonna spam too many myth units against you, and even if they do, you have 3 type of heroes you can train: cavalry, archers, and infantry heroes like the Unamusas. I definitely recommend grabbing this upgrade if you're against Zeus or Loki, since they tend to spawn myth units. Go for it, gonna help out your hero slightly and gonna help your range soldiers as well. But definitely it's not as good as some other upgrades we're about to see. Then we have the 8 banners. Here it is. Minus 30% training time for your heroes, and they regenerate 1.5 hit points per second. Definitely on the A tier. This is super useful for your Mythic Age heroes that apply insane amount of damage to buildings, and you can use it for the rest of the heroes as well. Unfortunately, this upgrade does not work on the Shogun, your superhero that spawns samurai, but it is a very good upgrade and in my opinion a must grab one if you're playing through Hachiman. And then we have the Dano Ura tactics for your ships, your warships. Should be here, this one. Your ramming wasn't enable group power up, increasing hack damage by 20% for each other unit of the same type within 20 to a maximum bonus of 100% with 5 other group members. So it's like increases hack damage basically by 20% as mentioned for each unit of the same type within the group you have available. So the more ships, the more ships you have in a group, the greater the hack damage is going to be. So I think this deserves to be on the A tier. If you're playing on water maps, you're definitely grabbing it, but probably around the end of the A tier. It's no better than the 4 upgrades so far on the A tier, in my opinion. But you should definitely grab it if you're playing with Hachiman on water maps. And another reason, you'll see a better upgrade for your warships later, which is gonna be on the S tier. Spoilers. Alright. Moving on to Raging, we have the Thunderous Presence here for your Reijus. Basically, your Reiju get plus 35% damage of base, which is insane, and movement speed plus 10% of base. So faster lions and stronger. Your lions will be doing way more damage as it looks like. And I think this upgrade is definitely on A tier in front of the rest. It applies, I recommend you get that once you have 3 lions out, one is for free, so if you build manually 2 more, then get this upgrade. It's gonna help you out at tone raiding, especially with Susanoo, where you can do some strategies to generate gold and everything. And yeah, I definitely should definitely go for it if you're playing with myth units like Reijus. Another one is the Den drums. God power cost minus 20% of current. Good upgrade for your god powers, so makes your god powers cheaper to recast basically, and it is definitely on the A tier, and I believe one of the best upgrades on the A tier so far. You will be able to easily recast some very strong god powers, like, you know, you can recast your Thunderburst, for example, or even Shrine of the Hand if you're playing with Minakatatomi. And later on, gonna help you out even recasting your Divine Slash if you gain insane amount of favor, or another Sacred Gate or everything. So basically trading favor for god powers and god powers for winning fights. Pretty good. What else is on the list? Then we have the Hania Mask. Infantry lifesteals from units set to 10%. So you're lifestealing, your infantry is lifestealing up to 10% from your enemy units. And infantry hit points plus 15% of base. So it's similar to Katagi. And I think this upgrade, I know some people might disagree, but this upgrade deserves to be on the S tier around the end of the S tier. So it's not one of the best upgrades in the game, but it's a must grab upgrade, you know, especially for Amaterasu where you're spamming out samurais, or you know, even with Susanoo, if you're spamming out Shinobi and everything, should definitely grab it. A must grab upgrade for your samurai and your infantry in general. Next on the list is the Heavenly Barrage, which is this upgrade over here. So this applies to water maps. Your Janko Zosen ships, the seed ships basically, enables lighting attack. Beam attack strikes up to 1 additional target, DPS around 10 divine damage, with a multiplier of 2 against warships, and 20 range. So this is an S tier upgrade, but we're speaking about water maps. There's no other place we're gonna be grabbing this, right? Unless there is a pond or unless you're playing on water in hole. This upgrade is actually insane for the Japanese civilization. Must grab upgrade. You can use your seed ships to kill literally anything, whether it's buildings, warships, enemy units, human units. If you get that, your warships, your siege warships will be killing anything. Everything will die to your warships. So it's a nice tier upgrade and must grab on water maps. Can give you wins for free. It's not too popular right now, but some streamers know about this and they tend to use it on water maps. Next on the list is the Burning Malevolence, or Malevolence. Yeah, that's better to say. It's this upgrade here, and Asura and Fireballs attack, interval of melee attack and range attack minus 25% of base. So I believe that's a bit strange, because this upgrade actually is super good for your Asuras, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure I've used it in a high level game and it was pretty good. Alright, still. I'm still gonna rank this upgrade around 80. If you build at least like 2 Asuras, you're definitely grabbing it. If you only have 1 Asura, the first one that's for free, don't grab it. Save your favors for something more useful. I think this deserves to be here right after the God Power cost reduction. Next up, we have the Sumo Training. In my opinion, this is an S tier upgrade. Your Sumo Training gives plus 20% hit points for your infantry and damage against buildings plus 0.5 times. So Very strong upgrade on S tier. Not the strongest upgrade in the game, but belongs on the S tier. Must grab upgrade. With every Japanese god that you have access to it, definitely grab it, and provides you one of the strongest infantry units for your late game. And you combine that with your 10 first sword here. You can combine basically your sumo training and the 10 fist sword. You're going to have the best samurai in the game, and you combine that with Tanya Mask, and then with your Katagi, so that's an Amaterasu upgrade composition, and you'll have by far the best samurai. Nothing will be able to kill them. And what basically this does, I believe most of you know about it, the 10 fist sword, samurai and Hatamoto samurai on death spawns +1 masterless sword and plus 10% of base damage. So it boosts overall the damage, and there is a last sword that will strike for a last time every time a samurai dies. Very huge, definitely on S tier, and always go for it. Then we have the Shojutsu upgrade over here. Yari Spearman, attack interval of melee attack, minus 15% of base. Yari Spear movement speed, plus 15% of base. So if you're playing in late game and you're, for example, against mass elephants or mass camel riders, in that case it might be better for you to grab the Yari upgrade over here and fight cavalry with it and kill the elephants. Your Yari Spearman will be more effective against elephants, for example, or raiding cavalry with this upgrade, probably over mass samurai. You can still play samurai, but mix in some spearmen too. That's gonna help a ton. And I think this upgrade belongs around A tier, maybe just after the hero upgrade here, on A tier. Next on the list is the Restless Army. On Moraki, your Mythic Age Myth unit, and Red's movement speed plus 10% of base. On Moraki, number of projectiles of Red's strafe, special attack plus 4. So this is an upgrade for your Mythic Age Myth unity on Moraki Bird. And I wouldn't say it's the best upgrade. I think it's around on B tier. So definitely grab it if you're playing with birds, even though in my opinion there are better ways to spend your favor in the Mythic Age. So just for that reason, I'm gonna be ranking it on B tier. It's not too amazing. It's great, but you'll have to spam birds and get this upgrade if you really wanna play with that. So that's why it belongs on B tier in my opinion. Divine Prefecture, the next upgrade on the list. Building work rate plus 60% of base. 60% of base. You can train villagers in 11 seconds once you get this upgrade. This upgrade is one of the best upgrades in the game. Definitely deserves to be on the S tier. And you can go to the Mythic Age through Okuninushi, and you can get it. Every town center, every building, every fortress, no matter what your building is, including docks, they will be training everything 60% faster, which is insane. It's insane production, insane economy. It works on your markets. You can have a trade route, spamming out caravans. You'll have a trade route in no time while your opponent is still struggling to build a gold economy. So, super amazing upgrade. Must be, it could be the best. We'll see. We still have a few to go through. What is next on the list? Mechanical Artisans. This upgrade over here. On Oyumi, pierce damage plus 50% of base. That's the Heroic Age Siege unit. Oyumi max range of range attack and anti-wall attack plus 4. On Mugi line of sight plus 4. This upgrade also belongs on the S tier. I believe it's second so far. You'll have the best siege in the game, and you're using that siege to basically also kill military, not just buildings, because your Oyumugi, or how they're called, maybe Oyumi, yeah, let's say Oyumi, your siege unit, will be striking through multiple enemy front lines and will be hitting every unit that it's on the way. I believe you guys know that already. Super S tier upgrade. I love it. I've used it myself in professional games, and I highly recommend it. We still have a few upgrades to go, and we're almost done. And the next one is the Deadly Snare. Zurugomu, the Spider Lady, hits with Perforate special attack against the units inflicting 12 damage, 12 divine damage over 6 seconds. Wow. Well, it's such a good upgrade for your Spider Lady, but still, in my opinion, there are better ways to spend that. I think it's gonna go here after the Golden Kite. Not too impressive. You're mostly not likely to spam out the Spider Ladies, and to get this upgrade, you need at least 3 of those Spider Ladies to be efficient. So I think I'll place it here on the B tier. What's next? Next is the Wisdom of 9. Wisdom of 9 will definitely be on the A tier. You can use that to speed up your army furthermore by having 2 Kitsunes or more in your main army. Your Naginata Riders will go from 6 speed up to 6.6. You have 2 Kitsunes and this upgrade, so that's pretty tough. It's like having Thunder in Hooves as Norse in the super early game. And yeah, I think it belongs on the A tier around last, or maybe somewhere in the middle. I think after the Tengus, that's a better positioning. What else is on the list? Sasimono Bannerman, cavalry hit points plus 10% of base. Cavalry damage bonus against cavalry plus 0.2. So your cavalry will be applying some extra bonus damage against other cavalry. That includes the horse archers, by the way. And plus 10% of base hit points. That's gonna work for your Shogun. So I think that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna put this upgrade here right after the Samurai upgrade. It is pretty good, trust me, for your Shoguns. And generally, if you're playing mass cavalry units, I still recommend it. What else is on the list? We have Ivory Netsuke. Myth units generates 1 gold per 2 damage inflicted on targets except buildings and resources. So you will be generating extra gold with this one. And even though the gold bounty is high, you can go for some very nice raiding and everything, and it's good. You will be generating plenty of gold. It just doesn't feel good to me that much, because Susanoo is currently weak. I don't know, he might get buffed in the next few patches. Haven't seen much use of it. This upgrade is insane for team games, but speaking of 1v1, I'm honestly just gonna put it on B tier. That might sound surprising to some players, but you cannot get too much use of it. You can use it on water maps if you spam water myth units and get that. It's gonna work out for you and give you gold. But other than that, it's just... You're gonna die if you're playing Susanoo, for example, before this upgrade here has given you much value anyways. It has to be around first on the B tier, in my opinion. Next to us is the Oni Mask. Myth unit, except Titan, Nidhogg and Yinglong, hit points plus 25% of base. So extra hit points for your myth units. Deserves to be on the B tier, in my opinion. You're not doing too many myth unit strategies when you're playing with you know, Japanese. And even though Susanoo can access that and have more hit points for his myth units, which is good, still, just because Susanoo hasn't gotten too much love lately and he's been losing to every single god, I think this upgrade deserves to be here, the only mask on B tier. It will be A tier in my opinion once Susanoo gets buffed, and the issue for now is the fact that by the time you are able to have a big mass of units, a big mass of myth units as Susanoo or with Tsukuyomi, then your opponent will already be able to have the exact counter to myth units. Like, he can have 3 heroes as Greek at that point once you get Oni Mask, or he can have a big mass of priests, like 10 to 15 priests in the army, and it's gonna be really tough for you to really get value from Oni Mask, since it's a heroic age upgrade. Going to definitely work for late game though, so it's more like a late game upgrade. Next is the Gales Fury. Cavalry movement speed plus 5% of base, cavalry attack, interval of melee attack and range attack, minus 10% of current. Some people might disagree with me, but this is a C tier upgrade. I much prefer Golden Kite, this upgrade here, other than this one. Some people rush it, go heroic and rush this, which doesn't make much sense to me. There's not much value you can get out of it. But at least you get some extra movement speed. I think your cavalry can go up to 6.8 speed or 6.9 if you mix in Kitsunes with this upgrade. There are some compositions you can go for, but what's the speed if you have no economy? What's the speed if your opponent has walls and counter units? So this upgrade deserves to be on the C tier, in my opinion. 4 more left. We have the Eternal Hunting. Revenant Shinigami enables respawn training. When killed, respawns as a vengeful Shinigami at your nearest temple in 2.5 seconds. This is an S tier upgrade, one of the last upgrades on the S tier, and it allows your Shinigami to respawn for a third time, or actually for a second time. So, you know how Shinigamis work in AoM Retold? When it dies, it respawns. You get it back, right? But if you get this upgrade and your Shinigami dies again, it's going to respawn again. So it increases the times you're allowed to lose your Shinigami. It's gonna be twice, and gonna have a better color and better texture. It's gonna be a very cool looking unit that came back from the dead. It's pretty cool. Next on the list is the Seaside Infiltrators. Shinobi enables Smoke Bomb and Shinobi movement speed plus 10% of base. So we haven't seen much of this upgrade, but I'm pretty sure it's a good one. Basically, the Smoke Bomb works for like 20 targets units. The UI is a bit strange. Becomes invisible for 8 seconds. So your Shinobi will become invisible with their smoke for 8 seconds. Decent range to attack in between, I think. 1 range maybe. And the movement speed is plus 10%. So they're gonna be running faster, better for raiding and raiding buildings as well. And you can do some nice raiding actually with this upgrade. I will be definitely be trying this out in professional games. It's gonna be super fun. Definitely on the S tier in my opinion. And it's going to be okay here, just because this upgrade also applies to Shinobi. It's infantry extra hit points. So I think I'm gonna place it here. Like you can attack chariot archers with the seaside infiltrators without having them kiting you to death. So it's good. 2 upgrades left. The Onmyodo, I believe. The Onmyoji hero damage plus 20% of base. Extra damage for your siege heroes, they're pretty good. This upgrade has to be on the S tier in front of the Shinigami upgrade. It is pretty good. You can have like 5 of these heroes and destroy an entire base in like 20-25 seconds or less. And it's good. The fact that you can heal back these heroes at the same time, it's pretty good. A good composition. You could probably combine your Shinobi with this upgrade and the siege heroes. And at last, the very last, we have the asymmetrical bows. Yumi archers, or I mean Yumi horse archers damage plus 25% of base. Yumi horse archers max range of range attack plus 2. Yumi horse archers plus 2 line of sight. So, I was really going to rank this upgrade on the S tier, but I'm gonna put it on B tier, because horse archers are just not good at this game, in my opinion. They're slow for a cavalry kiting unit. I know they have the speed of a chariot archer, but still, in my opinion, they die like flies. You cannot do the same thing with chariot archers, but with your horse archers. You cannot do that. So I think horse archers deserve some extra speed in the game for them to be viable. And if they do gain extra speed and maybe some extra multiplier, whether that's against infantry or cavalry, then this upgrade will be on S tier. But I think for now it has to be on the B tier, just because horse archers do not have too much use at the moment. So this was very much the tier list about every Japanese technology in the game. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the video. Share it if you liked, and I'm hoping to see you in the next one. Terapul here, and have a nice evening.